Let's get our imagination up.
Where to?
Let's go.
Maria from Sonic, I suppose, but Maria's just a common name.
Just can't stand it. All right then.
Hey, mister.
Pardon me.
You're the ones from the exhibition? Why would you do such a thing as if you sought to denounce sanctism itself? I take it you're angry? Now I only have a tale I'd like you to hear. My intent is not to criticize. It's a thought-provoking folktale I imagine you have not heard. When I saw you at the exhibition, I was reminded of it. We reminded you of a folktale. I admit, I'm curious.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to the back of the church to speak further.
A long time ago.
Once upon a time in a faraway village, there lived an old woman with a talent for making miraculous remedies said to cure any illness. But the people of the village despised her medicine, which had a deeply unpleasant taste. It also had a terrible side effect causing terrible pain, as though the entire body were being stabbed with needles. Some even told her I would rather die than endure such a fate. Still, they could not deny its effectiveness, and though they were reluctant, they sought her medicines when it was necessary. One day, a man came to the village. The man said, "I can make better medicine than the old woman's poison," and from his pocket he pulled a vial of sweet-smelling liquid and handed it to one of the sick.
Then,
The sick man, who had been taking the woman's medicine for years, always looked ill. He eyed the vial with disgust, but after he quaffed it, his eyes widened in surprise. "It tastes like sweet fruit," he said, and suddenly the pain and suffering of his malady vanished.
that too.
The people were stunned by the medicine's effectiveness. The villagers begged the man for all the medicine he had. It was not cheap, but they offered the man what money and crops they could. They grew furious with the old woman as well. "How dare you deceive us with poison disguised as medicine," they said. The woman looked as though she might deny the accusation, but then silently continued making her draughts. However, the people no longer were interested in her medicine. They shouted abuses at her, calling her a fraud, and eventually they drove her from the village. Is it that time already? I've gone on for long enough.
All good.
Just like Myken from FF10.
Now then.
Mychen? I don't remember how to pronounce his name. Old rambling story guy from Spira. People who play FF10 know who I'm talking about.
Imagination.
'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess.
Wise.
Well then.
It's time I got back to the others. 2 rank 4s, so not bad.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
I don't like that we just got rank 4s though. We only have like a month and like just under 2 months of the game left.
About the currents.
And with how slow I feel like the stats build up, I'm like, are we even gonna get to rank 5? I hope so. I mean, like, if we don't need rank 5s for all the ranks, then I'm fine with it, but I still rather get all of them to rank 5. Nurse's Lance will be ready tomorrow. Seems like the tide has calmed down a bit too. We should be able to set off for Altabury soon. Considering Fidelio's skill on the mend, how about we spend the rest of the day helping people out? An excellent suggestion. We can repay those who have done so much for us. It wouldn't hurt to have their support in the future after all. I shall accompany you. In this, I am quite sure I would be most useful. So now I can't go... Now they won't let me go to the tower, but again, the weather was just terrible at the tower, where I'm just like, I'm fine with waiting a bit. We could just do it once the game gives me freedom again. We're gonna do Yufa's rank here. She's the only one available.
It's all right.
Yeah, that tower dungeon can wait a little longer.
I'm quite grateful.
It's gonna have to wait until, like, our next free time period.
Well, now,
It doesn't have a deadline, I don't think. Sanctor Hyperic, what are you doing at a tavern? I've come to pick up Ovi. She helps out here from time to time.
No.
They told me lots of nice things today for this first time ever. They said I danced really good in front of the customers. You know how to dance, Ovi? I do too. My mom taught me a ceremonial dance. Can you teach it to me someday? Of course. What kind of dance is it exactly? It's very traditional, but I think anyone outside the island would find it quite novel. It's really something. Mr. Hyperic, I want to practice a bunch and then show Mom. And you may, so long as your prayers are never neglected.
And so now...
This visit indicates you'd like to learn more of the Sanctism. Yes, how much do you know about our noble fate, might I ask? Just the basics, a bit here and there. Let's begin with the core of our beliefs. In Sanctism, we receive divine teachings from God, we follow the will of the Almighty God and offer Him our prayers with a selfless heart, that
I
is.
see.
A selfless heart. The idea sounds quite different from the Dragon God fate. We aspire to take the hands of our gods in our own to confront difficulties and yet fight beside them with our own strength, such as our teachings. I see. Well, that is an intriguing belief. What of those who haven't the strength to fight? The children, the elderly, or infirm. The anxiety which plagues this world is through no fault of our own, and so we pray to escape these hardships and injustices. Oh, it's time to go visit Mom, Mr. Hyperic, Yufa. Can we do this talk at the church? Let's go.
Well,
Pardon me, Sanctor Hyperic, what kind of illness is Ovi's mother afflicted with? Your concern touches my heart. You're a kind person, Miss Yufa. Oh, it's just, I lost both of my parents when I was around Ovi's age. Yufa, are you and him gonna, convert?
indeed.
What? Oh, I think you mean convert. If you ever wish to do so, we would gladly accept you into our fate, unless you find our prayers meaningless. No, that's not what I... We can decide our own fate, nothing is for certain anyway. I see. That's unfortunate to hear, then I hope this won't be the end of our discussions. We all live with anxiety in our hearts, and it is through sanctism that we find salvation. I simply want you to keep that in mind.
Oh,
What was that? Nothing more than a breeze. Now then, I hate to cut this short, but I'm needed elsewhere. Oh, alright. Thank you very much for your time.
see you later.
Yufa, teach me how to dance next time, okay?
No.
That was unexpected. Converting was never as so much as I thought I'd had.
Sure.
I doubt it really comes to mind often.
No.
They must have assumed my visit to their church indicated a wish to convert. I don't think Hyperic was wrong when he said we all have spiritual anxiety. We yearn for something we can depend on, and for some, that's sanctism. I feel like I better understand sanctism now that I've experienced it myself, and I couldn't have done that without you. You gave me the courage to expose myself to a new unfamiliar things, words. So now I want to see and learn more about the world, but I also want to be by your side.
I see it is my turn to test my mettle.
Hey! More experience when you're on the bench. I'm not sure that's the wind, and there's that smell again. Sorry, my head is suddenly hurting. Let's come back here to investigate later. There's something about this place that just makes me feel so ill at ease. Voice acting, please. Just so I don't have to read.
What's up, Del? Something on your mind?
That's nothing. Just thinking.
Oh no. You're not still feeling unwell, are you?
It's just a twinge now, that's all. I'm sharp as ever, me.
You sure? Because I remember once the big fever passed, you went hot and cold again a couple more times. I've never seen you go down like that.
I said I'm fine, didn't I? God, but you don't worry too much. Come on, I'm starving.
Something's bothering me.
Really? He seemed pretty healthy to me.
Just a bad feeling, I suppose. It was a human that wounded him. Hard to say whether the Magla might have any nasty side effects. You know.
You mean he may need magic healing? I don't know if we're gonna find that here on the island.
Hey, is there any way we could get Rella to take a look at him? Magla-borne symptoms can take a turn for the worse incredibly fast, no matter how healthy you are. I'd rather not let it fester.
Well, we do claim to help anyone in need, eh? But don't forget that we're fighting a battle. And if you cannot distinguish friend and foe on the battlefield, it will be your end.
I know you're right. But I get the feeling those two are telling themselves the same thing.
What if now? What if, instead of speeding to her doorstep, we ask her sanctimess to come here? It'll just take a bit of conspiring to get our story straight. I mean, I'm not normally a chap to take sides in this sort of thing, but those two hardly strike me as the evil type.
Look, Captain, I wouldn't feel right ignoring this. Will you please go to the royal capital for me?
No problem. I'll go.
I knew you'd say that. Well, if Rella's coming here, I guess it won't be that much trouble.
Thanks. I remember I called you too soft once. But I see now I was wrong.
If that's sorted, let's get it done sharpish before any complications crop up.
Thank you so much for your help leading the evacuation. They tell me not everyone got a chance to thank you. So on their behalf...
Don't worry about it. Didn't want the annihilation of a whole village on my conscience is all.
Wasn't expecting you to handle the evacuation side, Del. Thought for sure you'd be the first in the fray with the human.
They healed me up. Gotta repay the favor, don't I? Wouldn't feel right otherwise.
And then for their sake, you should take care of yourself, too.
What? Who the hell? No way. Aren't you Saint Rella?
You're joking. You're not joking. Why is she here?
I called for her, and she came. You that surprised? I know people in the Crown Theocracy. My work speaks for itself these days.
It's almost time for the Saints' Day festivities in Montario. Having been invited, I was in the area. I heard about your splendid work, Fidelio and Basilio. I hardly recognized the two of you.
You remember us?
Of course. This is a bit of a reversal, though. Back then, it was you helping treat Basilio's wound. I can tell how far you've come since then.
Ugh.
But I've also heard about your own injury. Your right foot, I'm guessing. Have you felt any sudden fevers come on? Let me have a look. Yes, that should do. I can see you had an expert looking after you already. Physically, you're as well as anyone could ask. But... Fidelio, is there something you feel lost or anxious about?
Where's that coming from?
I've talked to lots of people and observed the flow of their magic. By now, I'm certain that Magla is connected to our emotions. When I speak to someone who's feeling strong emotions, I can sense the state of their heart as if seeing it with my own eyes.
Nah, I'm sound. Nothing's getting me down.
I see. Then you should be fine. Just don't take life for granted, or your treatment will have been for nothing. Keep on living, all right? For now, let's see. Run to the beach and back with Basilio. If you can make it without slowing down, then clearly there's nothing wrong with your foot.
Genius.
Hey, sounds like a laugh. Just like when we were kids. Step lively, Del, or I'll leave you behind.
Hey, what the hell? I said I'm fine. Oh, damn it. Basilio! Hang on!
Thanks, Rella. When you told me about the first time you'd saved someone's life, I didn't realize you were talking about them.
You're in Luis's entourage now. Yet you needed our stories to match in front of the brothers. You're swimming in dangerous waters, aren't you? Not just that, you've got a gauntlet runner that can teleport across the land and an elder captain who wields it through magic. That's a lot to take in.
Well, how do I put this?
I didn't realize it when I met you before, but you're already one of the top candidates. I saw the King's Rock. Are you intending to confront Luis?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there you have it.
So you're committed to this path, no matter what. I knew this day might come. It's not my place to stop you.
Come now, do you have to be so bleak? I've already spent my fair share of time with Luis, you know.
Don't underestimate Luis. As far as the Crown Theocracy knows, the King's magic will protect the highest candidates from any harm, and they think that guarantees their safety at the festival. But I've done my research. Some attacks the barrier can't stop. I believe the magic only prevents underhanded approaches, like ambush.
So there's a loophole.
It's not widely known, but take a duel, for instance. Both parties identify themselves, fight with consent, and the magic won't protect them, no matter their standing.
But if you just have to identify yourself and agree to fight... Oh, was that why the battle with Gladel?
Suffice it to say, the King's shield is not perfect, and Luis will surely exploit that. I have a terrible feeling there will be bloodshed before Saint's Day is over. I won't try to stop you, but be careful down the road, all right?
Yes. Understood.
Then please, look after Juna.
Ugh, you do know I'm not a child anymore.
I'm gonna leave her in the ditch, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Keep up, Del! Gotta be faster than that!
Spring-heeled bastard, you've got the height advantage. Damn it, you haven't won yet.
I suppose we'll have to leave it there.
Oh, those two. We sent Rella back to Grand Trad with teleportation magic, avoiding the gaze of the brothers, who were fortunately too winded to notice.
Can't deny it this time, though. You lot did fantastic.
And Lady Juna's safe too. I owe you thanks for that, if nothing else. The islanders gave us a map of the east side of the island. Their way of thanking us, I suppose. You're welcome to it, if you don't waste it.
See? Old Del's great at looking after people. He saved loads of them in the evacuations.
Oh, belt up, would you? Been meaning to ask. That's a book, yeah?
Didn't take you for a book reader. Lord Luis likes them though. Often got his head buried in one.
By the way, doesn't Lord Luis have this same book? I hear it's been banned.
How should we know? Not like we grew up round books. People barely literate nowadays, frankly.
So, what's it say? As long as we're killing time anyhow, let me see it. In this world, one can become anything they desire. Neither birth nor status decides your occupation.
There is nothing that confirms that one of you will be a party member than the fact that they're reading the book.
Huh. Sounds grand, that. You think this place really exists?
Of course not, you muppet. It's a fantasy, remember? Anyone is free to become anything. This is a paradise of equality and freedom, devoid of discrimination or prejudice. Pretty words, then. But if everybody's free to do what they want, they'll work out their own reasons to be prejudiced. You can call it a utopia, but I reckon people living in it might romanticize our world too. At the end of the day, dreaming of escape will only ever be a dream. Nothing changes unless you do it with your own hands.
Aye. But if we really could do anything, I quite fancy opening up a little diner with you, Del. You like singing, eh? And I'm dead handy with a cook pan. We could invite Lady Juna over, host a fancy soiree of our own. Every night, just us and our best mates living it up. You telling me you don't like the sound of that?
Get your head out of the clouds, Baz. We're long past being able to get away with that. Doesn't matter anyway. A dream is just a dream.
Time marches on.
Only one more follower spot.
A new king draws
Surely
near.
it's gonna be one of you, but which one? It is September 6th, by the way. It's Labor Day?
Now then.
Does this universe have Labor Day? Probably not, since we're in the fantasy setting. Well, then we'll be departing today, but what's this I hear about a festival on the island? The islanders all seem to be heading for the coast.
Yes, of course.
The village wants to show their gratitude to us and wish us a safe journey. Thanks to the ties, I believe we could still make it by the deadline, even if we leave tomorrow. The festivities include a sacred rite where a dragon god statue is set alight in a ceremonial bonfire. It's said that if you offer prayers to it with someone, your wishes will come true. Oh, isn't that just marvelous? And who will our dear captain pray with tonight, I wonder? Oh, this is actually perfect. This is actually really good. I was actually thinking like, oh, are they gonna let me save? Because I wasn't expecting to get a cutscene. I wasn't expecting to get a cutscene like before this day, so I'm gonna wrap up here because I'm actually like really tired. So I don't want to stream another hour. But yeah, I mean, next stream we'll see what happens with the story and this little ritual we got going on. Yeah, we only got one more follower and probably one more party member, so I'm interested to see how everything goes into play later. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you all next time.